Hello, thespians. This video is going to show you how to make stage blood out of common materials that anyone can get at the supermarket. There are actually going to be three types of blood that we cover in this tutorial. The first is just your basic base blood. So this is runny, it looks really good on camera, you can throw it around, and it is edible. The second type of blood is called fix blood. We call it fix because it's more sticky, and this is the type of blood you would use for something on your face, right, or on your body. So fixed blood is a little thicker and it doesn't run as much. It kind of has the consistency of toothpaste. The third type of blood isn't blood at all. It's called gore. And gore is supposed to be the stuff underneath your skin. So muscles, fat tissue, stuff like that. So those are the three types of blood we're going to make. For this tutorial, you're going to need, how many things do I have? 7 things. Oh, you can't even see that. A toothpick, some disposable cups, red food coloring. Red food coloring. The most important ingredient, chocolate Hershey's syrup. Hershey's. Now you can get other types of chocolate syrup. They don't work as well. This is the industry standard. You will also need corn syrup. You will also need red icing. Do not get glitter icing or gel icing, just plain red decorator icing. And the last ingredient that you're gonna need is oatmeal. So now that we know our ingredients, let's get started with the first type of blood. This is your typical base. So take one of your disposable cups and take your Hershey syrup and put in maybe a tablespoon of blood, just enough to cover the bottom, okay? Then you're gonna take your corn syrup and put about the same amount of corn syrup. This can pour very quickly. It's also very sticky, so be careful. Now it's time to use your red food coloring. Go ahead and open it and put, oh, mine still has the little thing on the top. Let me take that off. Go ahead and put 5 or 6 drops into your cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And close your lid. You don't want to spill that all over your kitchen or wherever you're working. And now you're going to mix that up. Mix that up. Nice and mixed. I should probably speed this part up in the video. I don't know if I know how to do that, but I'll figure it out. All right. There we go. That looks really good. So here we have our basic stage blood, okay? It's very, very red. The lighting isn't very good. You can't quite tell. Ooh, Lord. But here's the wonderful thing. You can eat it. Super tasty, tastes like chocolate. You can like make your parents freak out. Please don't make your parents freak out, but there you go. So that's stage blood. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this on my hand so you can see it. It's very, very runny. Or on my arm. So hopefully you can see that. That is a pretty good, replication of blood for things like theater or film. It's really cheap to make. All of my ingredients here I got for under $10, and then it'll make a lot of stage blood. So if you have $10 to spare, you can go to the grocery store and pick this up today. You don't have to, but you could. You could also try and use other things in your house to make it work. The reason that this recipe exists is because in horror movies and adventure movies, whenever you have a movie or even a play that needs a lot of blood, buying like a professional blood is really expensive because it's made in a factory to certain standards. So it's just cheaper to make your own with easy products. This is the recipe that people use in Hollywood. This is professional actors in Houston use this recipe. It's a very common recipe. So when you are using the plain stage blood, it's really runny. Okay, so this is really good if, let's say, you had a stabbing scene and you needed to throw blood out to make it look like someone was being stabbed in the moment. This is the kind of blood you'd use for that. But if I needed to do blood on my face or my chin, or I needed to put it on a wall and I didn't want it to slide, this wouldn't be very good because it would go everywhere. So I'm gonna use some red decorating icing to make the blood thicker. Okay, more sticky and less likely to run. This type of blood that I'm making right now is called Fix, F-I-X, Fix. So you're just gonna go ahead and take out your red decorator icing. Okay, don't eat all of this before you make the blood or you won't have any blood. And you're gonna, you know what, I don't wanna make this whole thing into decorator icing, so I'm gonna pour some of this out into a new cup. Ooh, there we go. So you're gonna put a nice hefty good squirt in there, maybe 2, all right? And a little of this stuff goes a long, long way. You don't have to make a whole ton of blood to have it look really effective. So once I have my red decorator icing in there with my base, I'm gonna mix that up. So now you can kind of see the difference. This was the original blood that I made. I don't want to tip it too much or it'll come out of the cup. But there's my original blood. And here's my Fix. You can see it's a lot less runny. It's a lot brighter, which is okay. And if I want to use this on my hand, it's much, much thicker. You see that? It looks much thicker. I can turn my hand upside down and it's not going anywhere. And at this point, you can see that the blood I put on before has dried. So this isn't going anywhere at this point, but earlier it was. This is gonna run slowly, but it's not gonna run nearly as much as my original blood. Okay. Ooh, I don't like that. That did not taste good. All right, so now we have the final type of blood. Remember, we had our base. The first type of blood was our base. Then our second type of blood was, what's this called? Fix, F-I-X, Fix. It's called Fix because it's more likely to stick and not move. Now, the third type of blood that we're making is not blood at all. It's called gore. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my Fix. This is something you wanna do with your Fix blood. You should make the Fix blood first. I'm gonna put that into my last cup. Hold on, let me use a different cup. There we go. Ooh, why did I taste that? It tastes horrible. Okay, so here I've put some of my Fix into the third cup, and now we're gonna get to our last ingredient, the oatmeal. Oatmeal. So what you're gonna do is just get some of this uncooked oatmeal, scoop that up, and put it directly into your Fix. Directly in there. And the more oatmeal you put, the chunkier the gore will be. The less oatmeal you put, the less chunky it will be. So now I'm going to mix up my Fix and my oatmeal to make it look really chunky and gross. Ooh, that's gross. All right, so this right here is kind of what you're going for. I know you can't see that super well. Get some more light in there. Okay, this, it almost kind of looks like a brain. That's kind of what you're going for with your gore. You want it to look really red and really chunky. Ugh, it makes me almost want to throw up. So now how do I use the gore? So what you're gonna do is take your fix. Remember the fix is like the thicker blood that we were talking about that doesn't run so much. And take some fix and go ahead and put it wherever you want the gore to be. So I'm gonna just do this on my hand so you can see. Okay. Kind of make a nice little spot for wherever you want your injury or your wound to be. There we go. So I've got a nice bloody spot on my hand. Now I'm going to take my gore, pick a little bit of this up. I'm going to put it in the middle of that spot, in the middle of the spot of fix. There it is. Okay. And what's cool about this, it's like Play-Doh, so you can kind of like spread it around, make it move. Spread it out a little bit. Ooh, it's gross. It looks so good. All right, so there's my gore. And as you can see, I turned my hand upside down. It's not going anywhere, it's stuck. All right? So that is a very effective, very cheap stage blood that you can use basically anywhere. There's a couple of warnings with this stuff. Number one, don't get it on your clothes. It will stain. There is a way to make this blood washable, so it won't even stain clothes, but we're not going to do that in this video. I can follow that up with another tutorial later. Looks really good. All right, so we've learned how to make your blood base. Remember, the blood base is 3 ingredients: Hershey syrup, corn syrup, and food coloring. 1 tablespoon, 1 tablespoon, 5 or 6 drops. To make your fix, all you do is add red decorator icing. To make gore, you take your fix and some oatmeal and you mix it up until you can't see anything else that's white. And that's how you make stage blood.